Let's go to CBS 2's Charlie DeMar. He is also downtown, and he's covered some ground tonight. Charlie?
Yeah, Jim, we are now moving south on State Street right now. We are right behind a group of officers who started making their way south. They were at our location before at State and Randolph, and again, they are now moving south. We do see a large cluster of presence. It's not clear if there are demonstrators where these officers are heading, but it did seem like, at least at first, they were moving with some urgency. That has lessened a little bit, but you do see cars, Chicago police cars in the street right now, really clogging this area. It is keeping the protesters out. Again, it does seem like there is some control over here, whereas when we were out here before, these streets belong to the demonstrators for much of the day. There does seem to be a little more calm, some control here. Let's continue walking south. Alfredo, watch out, you're on a curb here. So yeah, we are again, it does seem to be mostly police here. There are reports right now of a fire on Jackson, where we are headed towards, but that has been much of the night. We also have heard calls of shots fired. Jermont Terry, he brought it up before about reports of people going into City Hall. We did see that. We did see people really defacing City Hall. Graffiti is written all over City Hall. If you walk in the loop, you can't really look at a building without seeing graffiti, without seeing destruction. It really is a tough sight to see right now. But again, the police here, at least the group of officers that we were behind, they have come to the corner right now. Where are we? We are at now State and Madison. They're congregating here. A handful of demonstrators here, but nothing like we have seen before with the hordes of people where there really was no control. Again, we are following a number of different hot spots. We do see ambulances rolling just a street over from us now. Not sure what the strategy is here with these officers. They could be staging, getting ready to roll out, which we have seen throughout the night. Groups of these officers with the baton, with the shields, with the face shields rather, and helmets, deploy groups of people and move them in force. And here we go. We got another fire truck coming our way right now, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is the fire department responds to these fires, and a lot of times tonight they've been met with demonstrators who would not let them do their jobs. Now it does look like right now, I don't know if they are responding to a fire, but it does look like they have stopped here. They could just be clogging the street here or staging here as a precaution, but it does not seem like they are trying to get through, which is a good sign because the fire department has been working tonight. There has been fire after fire. These officers are mobilizing again. It does look like now the group of the officers are moving. We're going to walk with them. So we're behind him here. Again, it is not clear what their strategy is, where they're headed. There obviously is that 9 p.m. curfew. Here, where I'm standing, we don't see that many protesters. But that's not to say, again, that people are, following that or, really caring about that 9 p.m. curfew. This is that Zoomies were here that I believe Dave Savini, Jermont Terry talked about before, that is badly vandalized. People have clearly broken in here without caring, obviously, for the law or anything like that. There's only so much that these officers have been able to do. They can only be in so many places at one time, and it has been an uphill battle for these officers, really from 2 p.m. Through the night, where these demonstrations are still continuing, Jim.
We're looking now from Chopper 2. That is Jackson and it is going to head to Jackson and State now. Where is this, Chris? This is somewhere in the loop. We don't know exactly where, but the chopper is going to head to Jackson and State. You can see that there's a squad roll there, and the intersection just stopped there. And it appears that there are a few police officers standing there. We see very few, at least in our pictures in the last, 10 or 15 minutes or so. We have not seen that many protesters in our shots. It appears that they are moving south toward the South Loop. We, of course, have no idea what's going to happen when they get there or how long the police officers will continue to move the protesters out of the area. Do they walk with them a mile, 2 miles? We don't know. But they are certainly walking south on State Street right now. Let's go back to Charlie DeMar. Charlie?
Yeah, we are, again, where we started walking with this group of officers. They are continuing to head south on State Street. The urgency has picked up at least a little bit. If we come out in the street, Alfredo, be careful here. Here, I got you. 1 second, guys. Just obviously, we see a lot of cop cars here. It's unclear if they're, going to a group of demonstrators or, if this is just a strategy to sort of take over control here. A number of emergency vehicles down here. Broken bottles. Bottles are obviously being broken in the street, but we do see fire truck, a few, emergency responders here. Now, it does look like the officers have come to a stop right here on State Street. Again, we don't know what they were being called to or really what their strategy is